Okay.
All right.
All right, mate. Okay. Follow up to the previous episode. You watched the first episode of Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, that is correct. You sick son of a bitch.
And so in the last episode where we talked about Werewolf by Night, I told Eddie about Chainsaw Man, about the first episode, and I said Eddie's gonna cry. And you said specifically, I won't cry unless it relates like a dog dying or something. And me and Jimmy laughed our asses off without telling you exactly what was gonna happen. And then you watched it. And how did you feel about the first episode? I guess spoilers for the first episode of Chainsaw Man.
I mean, okay, so at first I felt bad for this kid. Like, he suffered so much. And the whole time I'm just thinking, why do people like this show? The poor kid doesn't deserve this. He sold his eye, one of his balls, and his kidney. Like, why do people enjoy this kid suffering? And then he meets this dog, this adorable little chainsaw dog called Pochita? Pochita,
yeah.
And he like strikes up a deal with this dog, but also it becomes his best friend, his companion. Like, it just loves him so 100%. Like, they share bread. That's their meal, is a slice of bread. And like, his aspiration is to put jam on bread. Like, that's like his life goal. And I'm like, man, like, there's something so sad and pure about that. This kid doesn't deserve all this. Seems like a good kid.
Yeah.
And then so they're hunting demons, and they have this really heartfelt moment where like he tells the pup, hey, if I die, take over my body and go and live a good life with both of us. Because he's always talking about these dreams that he has, right? And then they get jumped by these Nazi zombie bastards. He gets stabbed and sliced up, and I thought to myself, oh, okay, like the dog's gonna save him or whatever. And then like the pup dying isn't specifically what got me. It was what he told him when it was like, I always enjoyed hearing about the life that you dreamed about. And then what did he say? Show me?
Go and show me your dream, yeah. Like, I will fuse with you, but you have to show me your dream, yeah.
And then, like, it's gone. And the part that like, got me, that broke me, like, the part that actually got tears was when he looks down and he sees the tail in his chest. And he sees, like, the dog, like, jumping. And there was a weird connection there for some reason. And I'm just like, his best friend's gone. And then it hit me. I'm like, you son of a bitch. Action was great, but you son of a bitch. I felt things I shouldn't have felt for a Chainsaw Man.
Yeah. So that's how it starts. Just imagine what happens next. So, yeah.
Oh, dude. I was having lunch at work in my office watching this show.
Just prepare our listeners for the eventual Chainsaw Man episode after we finish the whole show.
Do you want to do that as the opening bit for the next couple weeks?
I guess spoilers for like the rest of the next 12 weeks.
I'm down. I'm
just Chainsaw Man updates.
I'm down to do a Chainsaw Man update every single week. I'm down.
All right. Chainsaw Man, every episode comes out on Tuesday, so next 12 Tuesdays, it's just going to be Chainsaw Man updates.
Done.
So be ready for that.
And then we'll have a super compilation.
Done. All right. Hell yeah. Speaking of super compilations, here we go. Can you hear that? No? Oh, shit. I'm playing the Halloween theme.
Oh, fuck it.
There it is. Okay.
Oh, I hear now. I don't care. We get demonetized for that one. It's worth it.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
It's great. Great job. Great job, John.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Dude.
All right. Thank you for welcoming us into your headphones. My name is Chema.
I'm Eddie. And this is the rollback.
And it's the rollback. This is how Halloween ends. 4 years after the events of Halloween in 2018, Laurie has decided to liberate herself from fear and rage and embrace life. But when a young man is accused of killing a boy he was babysitting, it ignites a cascade of violence and terror that will force Laurie to finally confront the evil she can't control once and for all. Eddie? Usually, how this goes is I read the synopsis, we talk a little bit about the background, and I ask for your opinion. If you don't mind, I'm going to be a little selfish, and I'm going to go first. Okay?
Oh, believe me, I'm going to tee off on this movie. Go first, by all means. I got a lot to say.
Okay. Because I feel like my thoughts are going to go straight to the point, and because I am incredibly conflicted on this one. Okay. Now we can talk about the original one all we want. You know, we've done it. We reviewed. We did a review of Halloween Kills last year. Cannot believe it's been around a year for that.
I know.
Yeah, it feels like we waited a lot, and then here we are. And we had this one fear that at least I had, that this movie was going to involve somehow the COVID-19 pandemic, which it didn't. Thank Lord Carpenter for that. But I have some thoughts, I have some opinions, and I feel like they're pretty strong. And I want us to tee off of this. I want us to have a conversation because I don't know how the recording went with you and Fernie and Shu yesterday. I don't know what were the points that were discussed. I don't know if they will be replicated on here. But
there was no discussion.
Here we go. Oh, fuck them. Okay.
No, so we drank and talked. We didn't have the equipment, so we were like, just fuck it. Just bitch about it.
So we just bitched about it. Okay, here we go. I am not the biggest fan of Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills. We've made that clear. I did not think they were amazing movies. I thought they were good. I thought the first one was better than the second one. And something that we brought up a lot was that Halloween Kills, at least to me, did not feel like a full movie. It felt like a sandwich movie. It felt like a middle movie. And it sat somewhere in the middle. And I told you last year, I don't know how I feel about this one. Ask me again when we see the third one. Remember? I told you.
Yeah.
Maybe once we have all three, it's going to feel like a complete full sentence. It's going to feel like a complete full saga. And maybe when it's all together, it's going to feel amazing. Okay? Because I love the original one. I think the 78 one is one of the best horror movies ever made. Okay? And the 2018 one, try to replicate that. What I did like, I like that the second one followed up on the first one, same night. It's a direct continuation. But I told you that I didn't felt that it was complete because Laurie didn't get to kick ass. Okay?
Yeah.
She was tied to a hospital bed the whole movie. And nothing happened at the end. Well, the mom died, but that was it. So when we sat down, so I went to see this movie last night. I saw it on IMAX, by the way. And
damn.
I went there with a friend. Yeah, I went there with a friend, and we sat there and we watched the movie. And the movie starts with a year later after the 2018 one, again on Halloween. And we're introduced to this new family, new character, and they do something very, very different. It starts with this new character. His name is Corey Cunningham, played by Rohan Campbell,
a young Superman.
I have never seen on every. Oh my God! What a handsome bastard! And,
that's not bullshit.
So
I was like, oh, he's a freak. No, he's not. Even if he did accidentally murder a child, you and I both know there would still be girls that are like, oh, he's damaged. Let me fix him. Don't fucking lie to me.
I was like, oh, he's damaged. Let me fix him. I was there. What a handsome guy. So he shows up and he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to be a babysitter. Yeah. So he shows up and he's the babysitter for this bitch little kid. And
fuck that kid.
Yeah, what a bitchy little kid. Yeah. The second that kid started saying oh, you're a babysitter. Michael Myers kills babysitters. I turned to my friend and I went, I cannot wait to see this little kid die. And they do this thing where he traps him and it's like, oh, Michael Myers is going to get you. And they're feeding off this hysteria. And it looks like an accident where he opens the door, shows him and kills him. And the parents walk in at the exact moment. And then the title sequence starts. That whole initial section, I was like, this is a great little fan film. What a great little short film. Why is it attached to my Halloween movie? Like, what is this? It felt like when we were watching the Jurassic World, and it's like, oh, here's this little girl, and she's a clone of the other girl. That's great. Where are the dinosaurs? Hey, what is this? Why is this happening in the middle of my dinosaur movie? Why are we talking about clones? And then the movie just completely stops being about Michael Myers, completely stops being about Laurie, and it's just about this kid and trying to live off that. He got scot-free because it was an accident. But we see how fear starts to change, and we see a continuation of this mob mentality thing that we saw kind of explored in the previous one. And then it evolves, and it evolves into this thing like this guy is tortured by his past, by this darkness, by this town that just refuses to let go. And the mom of this character kind of sums it up perfectly when she goes, "You couldn't kill your monster, so the town made my kid the monster." And then I was a little sad, but a little excited. I was sad because I was like, okay, they're not going to do the ending. This is not the conclusion to the new Halloween David Gordon Green, Danny McBride trilogy. It's just a new movie. It's just a new execution of Halloween. And it came off a little weird because I was like, okay, but where's my conclusion to the first two? Where is that? Where is it? It's like if you went it's like if you go to a restaurant and you have your salad and then you have your meat and then you're supposed to get dessert, but then you get another piece of meat. It's like, okay, this is good, but like, where's my dessert? Where's my closer? Where's my ending? And then the movie's doing this really strange, new, wonderful execution of like, this kid finds Michael Myers in a sewer. And he sees him kill people, and he's bringing people to kill them, but he's not killing him. So every once in a while, I would be like, maybe Michael Myers just doesn't exist anymore. Maybe Michael Myers was that hobo character. Maybe he did go crazy and he did die. And now this kid, like mentally, he's picturing Michael Myers when actually he's the one doing it. And it was this great psychological little trip into like grief and mob mentality and darkness and psychosis. And it was going great. A new execution of Halloween. I was almost glad that we didn't get the conclusion because I was like, okay, didn't get that, but I'm getting this new cool thing. So that's great for like the first 3/4 of the movie because you're playing into this psychosis or like, is he the killer? Is Michael the killer? Because no one else is seeing the murders. It's just him. Yeah, so 3/4 of the way is this great little story of like how Michael Myers, without being there again, is still causing mayhem and is just letting the town eat each other and like devour each other in fear and cowardice. And then I understood the beginning of the movie, why the movie decided to start not with Michael Myers killing, but with the town killing each other because they're still afraid of Myers. Okay, I thought that was fucking genius. And I thought if we hadn't had the first two, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you. Just your camera.
Okay,
closed. There you go.
And if we hadn't had the first two, and this was the new version of Halloween, it would almost be like an A24 elevated horror shit kind of thing. Like it was so new and exciting and a new way to reuse an old concept. Not a direct remake, a different kind of legacy remake. One that prides itself more on hysteria and fear. And a new step for slasher films. Mm-hmm. And it's all going well. And then it hits this amazing crescendo where this guy shows up to Laurie's house dressed as Michael Myers. And he starts doing all this killing. And he tells her, if I can't have her, no one will. And he kills himself
and frames her
in front of Laurie so that when the granddaughter walks in and sees her with the knife, it's a direct replica of what happened at the start of when he was framed, when his accident was made him the monster. And that all of that was wonderful. And then it stops. And it refuses to give me a conclusion to this new story. And it gives me the conclusion of the first two in the last like 20 minutes. And one, it's too little too late. And 2, it's not enough. Because now you gave me something new. Now you gave me a new piece of meat and it's delicious and you refuse to let me enjoy the side of potatoes at the end. And then you give me you gave me melted ice cream you replaced it with melted ice cream at the end. Okay? So it gave me a conclusion, but it's like if you go to a party at 2 a.m. and you get there with half-eaten bag of chips, like, no, bro, where were you? We were waiting for... You brought that weak shit to the end of the party? Let me make a comparison that you're going to hate, okay? Remember when they made the animated Killing Joke movie?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you remember how we were promised something and then we were given something else for the first, 45 minutes that had nothing to do... Yeah. So, can you still hear me?
Yes. The last thing I heard you say was the Killing Joke reference.
Yeah. So remember when the Killing Joke, it starts with 45 minutes of this Batgirl story that has nothing to do with anything, and it's original, and it's not it's confusing and worrisome, and it has nothing to do with the Killing Joke, and then it stops without a satisfying conclusion, and then the Killing Joke starts, and it's okay, where were you? And then by that point, we're kind of pissed off because what was that? And then the Killing Joke part ends and you're like, okay, that's what I wanted to see, but now I'm not satisfied. Why am I not satisfied? That's not what I wanted. You were giving me something that I didn't know I wanted, that I was enjoying, and then take it away without an ending. So this movie gives me 3/4 of a good movie, and then it doesn't have an ending, and then you give me the last fourth of a movie that doesn't exist, and then you just put it at the end. And now I'm mad. I was like Ralph in The Simpsons. I was like, I'm happy and mad. What is this? Yeah. Sorry for taking 20 minutes of this, but I had to get it out. What the fuck was that?
You gave me a very different perspective, actually. The thought that it was completely psychological and that maybe it was this dude just going down a rabbit hole and that he was making himself the new Michael Myers because evil never dies. That's a completely new perspective that me, Shu, nor Fernie ever considered. That's interesting, actually. That's really interesting. See, the two thoughts that I thought of were, 1, did he just possess that kid? And 2... oh man, I don't know where to start. I really don't know where to start with my disappointment in this movie.
Okay.
I think I just found my number one.
Go, do your best.
I think I just found my number one worst movie of this year. And
oh my god.
No, but you see, here's the thing. Folks, if you know your FBA trivia, which all one of you will know this, typically every year my worst film of the year is never a bad movie, an outright terrible film. It's always a movie that had such great potential, but failed to live up to that potential. Like The Killing Joke, that was my worst film of that year because it's how did you fuck up this great source material? How did you drop the ball on this? That's always my shtick. It's not a bad movie. It's a movie with potential that anyone could see. And this film had all the potential that I could see. Because bear in mind, we're coming off probably the best reboot sequel ever made, 40 years after the OG one. Because Halloween 2018, it's a direct sequel to the one from 40 years ago. I'm sorry, Dumber and Dumber 2 or Dumber and Dumber 3 didn't do that very well. Zoolander 2 didn't do that very well. All these sequels that come out more than a decade after the last one, they all suck. Most of them do. Except Halloween 2018. It somehow lived up to the hype. And then we get Halloween Kills, which is, to your point, a sandwich, but a very meaty sandwich with a lot of great gory kills that just establishes Michael Myers is not to be fucked with. A legitimate physical threat. And then we get here and we get this mishmash of I'm going to try to organize this as best I can. So on one part, we don't get anywhere near enough Michael Myers in this film at all. He has like what, maybe 7 minutes of screen time, maybe 10 minutes of screen time, and a vast majority of it comes at the very, very end. This movie is more about his effect on the community rather than him, to which that's a great thought process. I don't think that's what any fan wanted, though. I think we wanted to watch Michael Myers fuck shit up. I know that's what I wanted. And okay, so not enough Michael Myers, right? He gets out-rustled. He gets punked, and fucking Corey takes away his mask. But what? What? Like, I like the struggle and watching Michael Myers and this kid go back and forth, but I thought to myself, what if killing this kid gives Michael Myers back his energy? Because remember, Michael is like decrepit and like small when he picks up a knife, and when he stabs a guy, he starts to like get it back. He starts to like almost get back his momentum, his energy. He stabs him again, and it's like he's getting the adrenaline going. He's like, okay, I'm getting back in the mood. I'm training. I'm doing my Rocky Balboa thing. Let's fucking go, Laurie Strode. One more round. So that's that. That's Michael. Corey is this poor kid who, due to circumstance, like he was going to go to engineering school. He was going to go to fucking engineering school. He was a good kid who got bit in the ass with shit luck, killed a kid who, quite frankly, deserved it. That's mean to say, but let's be honest, that kid was an asshole.
Yeah, it was.
And then he gets served this raw deal, and he's almost like the quintessential story of that kid that snaps, that gets bullied and bullied and bullied and bullied to a point where it's like, all right, fuck you, I'm going to be the monster that you all think I am. You think I'm the bad guy? No, let me show you what a bad guy is. Then we get that.
Yeah.
Then we get Laurie, who's trying to move on, who's made legitimate character growth and progress. She has these really cute, flirty scenes with the Sheriff Hacken in like the supermarket, and it's adorable. Like genuinely, I was like, "Oh, that's kind of cute." Cherry blossoms, don't be right about like he's trying to speak Japanese. He's like, "I'm trying to this guitar," like rekindling a romance, like rekindling a relationship that was there at one point. And then she's like, "Oh, this boy's real cute. Like maybe Allison would like him." And then like 360, Allison, he's a bad guy. You shouldn't be with him. Like. You introduced them. You started this. And then we get Allison, who, quite frankly, I actually really loved her character development. I'll be honest with you. Because I like the fact that she's going down this rabbit hole of, like, dangerous boy and stuff. Like, that makes sense a little. Like, you know, fucking, we're all stupid when we're in our early 20s. She doesn't see a dangerous guy. She sees a guy that's alive, that doesn't judge her for her past, that sees her as Laurie. Sees her as Allison, not as Laurie Strode's granddaughter or survival of Michael Myers. Like, I'm sure any other guy that she's tried to date has been like, so tell me about that night. Like, she finally meets a guy that's like, no, like, I'm broken too. It doesn't hurt that he looks like a young Superman, I'm just saying. But yeah, so we get all of this mixture, and again, it's like, if it had gone your way, and it turns out Michael's been dead, like he died like in the sewer or something, and the guy just found the mask and became Michael Myers, I would have been cool with that. And then he kills Laurie, and then Allison kills him, and it's over. Like, cool, fucking awesome. Like, in retrospect, that sounds great. But if the ending was going to be Michael versus Laurie, Michael should have been more in this film throughout the film, like racking up the body count, racking up the terror for one more round. And it should have been like an all-out brawl. Or, I even like this idea, what if Michael was teaching Corey how to be a killer as his, like, protege? Like, he taught him. Like, at one point, let's say at the doctor's office, Michael holds down the doctor, and the guy's like, teach me. And then Michael, like, is about to stab the doctor. He's like, he puts the knife down and gives it to Corey and has Corey do it. So now we have this tag team of, like, mass murderers who, quite frankly, are not small. These are big dudes. You have this tag team of murderers going after the town. We got the young guy that can fucking still go, or you thought he could still go. And you got Michael. And then the young guy gets killed by Laurie. She shoots him. She pulls this great, like, switcheroo where she's like, I'm going to commit suicide. I thought it was going to be she was about to kill herself, then she hears the noise and fires, and, like, she goes into defense mode. No,
Yeah.
turns out it was all a prank. It was all like, you really thought I'd kill myself. Let's go.
Yeah.
And it's just this. She kills Corey, and then fair enough. Like, up until that point, I'm like, okay. I actually really liked it when Corey was the killer. Some of his kills were brutal. Especially the blowtorch.
Yeah, the scene at the car lot, fucking great. Yeah, that's what I thought I was gonna get for the whole movie.
But no, yeah, but the scene with the blowtorch. I'm sorry, that fucking teenager also fucking deserved it. I'm just saying. I just want to make that point. A lot of people got deaths that they deserved in this film. I'm just saying. But speaking of deaths, so Corey like stabs himself in the throat to frame Laurie. Allison shows up. What the fuck, Grandma? Walks out. Laurie's like, maybe suicide is an option on the table. And then Michael shows up. Finally. And kills Corey. And I'm just like, oh, hell yeah, it's the OG. And then they have a vastly underwhelming final fight between Laurie and Michael. Like, their final fight in Halloween 2018 was great. Like, it was all over the house. It was guns. It was like Predator versus Prey versus Prey versus Predator. Like both of them using their strengths. When Laurie has a gun, she's the threat. When she loses the gun, Michael's vastly overwhelming her with his strength and the knife and everything. So I'm loving all of this.
Yeah.
But in this film, like, they fight a little bit in the living room, they fight a little bit in the kitchen, they don't go upstairs or downstairs. I thought the final fight was going to be in that house where that kid died.
Yeah.
Like, I think that would have been better.
Maybe at the end, both of them would jump from the same place that the kid jumped.
Oh,
you know,
I have a better fucking idea than that. Hear me out. Well, let me finish this rant and then let me give you a pitch, if you will.
Yeah. Okay.
So she stabs him and pins him to the table. Stabs his other hand and pins him to the table. At this point, Fernie legitimately made me laugh, because then she drops the fridge on Michael's kneecap, and Fernie looks at me and says, "By golly, stop the damn match! He's almost dead." Like JR from wrestling. he did an impression of JR. Stop the damn match. And then she unmasks him. We never see his fucking face. She slits his throat. He's like, nah, I still ain't done. Tries to choke her. Allison comes back, breaks his arm. Laurie slits his wrist, holds his hand as Michael finally fucking dies. They tie him to a car. They do a weird procession, which I kind of liked, kind of didn't, because of the circumstances surrounding it. And then instead of a grave, they don't bury him. They don't cremate him. They throw him into this incinerator mincer thingy, toss him in, and they're like, all right, we're done with this. And it's over. And then Allison moves away from Haddonfield, from Haddonfield, and sheriff, then the sheriff and what's his face, and Laurie get together. No. I'm sorry. That could have been the ending if you had set up for it better. But you didn't meet us halfway with the Michael Myers shit. I'm sorry. If you want the payoff of killing him, you need to give us the satisfaction of seeing him before he dies. And you didn't do that. I'm sorry. You didn't earn that ending.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Catharsis.
Yeah. Okay. So two things we both need to be made aware. Well, two things real quick also. I'm sorry I'm going on a bit of a rant, mate. I'm sorry. I just have a lot of strong feelings.
Go.
I have a lot of like emotional like ties to the 2018 one. And I really liked the Halloween Kills. So I was high. I was like, this movie's going to be great. Okay. So, and I think you know this story, but for our viewers that don't know, initially the thought for the trilogy was that the whole trilogy was going to take place in one night. The whole Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends was going to be on the same night in Halloween of 2018. But after finishing the second film, mid-pandemic, they're like, you know what? We have some new ideas we want to explore. So they went that direction. I don't know what the original script entailed. No one will ever know what the original script entailed. That said, in addition to this, I did want to point out, how familiar are you with the first 6 Halloween films?
I love the first one. I like the second one. The rest are fluff and fill. I have a weird spot for the third one, the Season of the Witch, but that has nothing to do with Michael
That's
Myers.
fair.
I just like it because it's so Halloween. Like it's so like it's got pumpkins everywhere, the colors, the music. It's nighttime. I like it for the. It's a great movie to have playing in the background of a Halloween party. Okay,
I believe it.
because it sets the mood perfectly.
No.
Yeah.
Halloween,
The rest, I think. Exactly. Yes. Exactly. That. Oh God, that song. But the rest, I think, are just fluffy filler. I have a soft spot for the one after H2O. I forgot the name of that
Resurrection?
one. That with Busta Rhymes. Yeah. I have a soft just because of Busta Rhymes and having him say like trick or treat, motherfucker. But other than that, nah. There's one thing that I like about the Rob Zombie remake, and I think I'm the only one that has this opinion. There's one thing that I think he does right in the remake, and that is I don't know if you've seen them. Have you seen them?
No. Wait, yes. I saw the first Rob Zombie one. I think I saw some of the second one, but I don't remember.
They're not good, but especially when you compare them to the original ones. But the remake of the Rob Zombie remake of Halloween, I think it's 2007 or something. There's a lot of scenes where he has Michael placed in the background, but he's not focused on. So remember the Haunting of Hill House where there's like ghosts in the background, but they're not like like you can just see them. Yeah. Well, he does that with Michael Myers throughout the movie. Like he just has them like standing in the background, and they don't focus on him. Like the scene is not about him, but it's kind of cool to just see him just creepily like he's always there. You know?
Yeah.
So that I liked, but that's just how I feel about like the rest of them. I mostly just consider the first one the original one.
What's it called? But you're familiar with the themes of what happens and all that, I assume.
Yeah.
So tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if you see the parallels here. Halloween, very much similar to their initial Halloween, as far as like Michael stalking Laurie. They go, they have a fight. This and this. It's very parallelly to the first one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Halloween kills.
Yeah.
Laurie's in the hospital. Michael goes on a massive killing spree. Halloween kills. Halloween 2. Some similarities, right? Halloween ends. A possible demonic possession, or Michael having an heir to the throne, someone that's going to take over from Michael once he's gone. Much like in the Thorn trilogy, the Halloween 4, 5, and 6. That was very much the idea, was that was it Jamie? The little girl.
Laurie.
No, the little girl. That she was going to take over from Michael.
I forgot her name too. Yeah.
That was the thought process. So I'm like, okay, so are they trying to like redo those ones and just like, like do them better? Because that's fine. Oh, Jamie Lloyd. Yeah, that's her name, Jamie Lloyd. Are you just trying to redo them but better? Which you kind of succeeded, but that's also a very low bar. Okay, now hear me out. I have a pitch. For how this film could have ended. Assuming that Michael was actually out on a killing spree and that Corey was a little more innocent, that he wasn't going to be the successor to Michael, that he was reluctantly like there witnessing everything, but in the end he chose to not be a monster because Allison got through to him because love. Imagine the ending takes place at that house where everything burned down. Oh, you know what? It doesn't have to be Laurie. It could be Corey that does this. In the house where he killed that kid, him and Michael go at it. And the house starts to burn down. The guy sets fire to the house himself. Like, it has to die here. You and me have to die here. And the whole time, Michael's trying to escape, a lot like the first one, and he's kicking the shit out of this kid. Like, he's winning. Very clearly, Michael is dominating this whole fight. Until finally, Corey manages to, like, get a hook in him, wrap it around his throat, lock it, and nail it to the floor, and then nail it again to the floor, and then again, and the house starts to collapse. And he's just holding Michael down, and he looks outside the front door, Laurie is holding back Allison. Allison can see him, and he's like, "It's okay." And he closes his eyes, and he looks back at those few fond memories that Allison managed to give him in the last few days, while him and Michael die in this house as it burns down. What people considered the monster of Haddonfield became its savior, stopping the boogeyman.
That would be a good way to, wrap a plot A with plot B,
There you go. There you fucking go. Hollywood,
but they didn't do that.
Hollywood,
they didn't do that.
Call me, for fuck's sake. I will fix your fuck-ups. Ah!
Yeah. Catharsis.
Fuck it. I've always talked about wanting to do a show where I do like the redo, where it's like, let me have a crack at this story and let me tell you how it should have been told. I really, this movie pissed me off enough to be like, you know what? I'm going to make an Act 1, 2, and 3 storyboard just to show you how you could have done this better. Fuck.
So, oh God, I was just so, because I was liking what they were doing. But you can't do this. You can't set up 2 movies and then close out and then do something completely different and then not even wrap up that and just introduce something different. A lot of people compare this to The Rise of Skywalker. I'm sorry, at least The Rise of Skywalker had a closer, don't do that. This is not fair. At least The Rise of Skywalker was continuously a movie that reflected on the first 2. This did not. So no, I'm sorry. I'm extremely conflicted because I was giving something new. I was kind of liking what they were doing, and they just stopped and they just did what was God, no. I've said my piece. I have nothing else to add. What was that line from Malcolm in the Middle? I expect nothing, and yet you still disappoint me.
Damn, that's pretty cold. I'm gonna use that on my kids someday.
Yeah. Oh my God. No, the kid says it in Malcolm in the Middle, the younger brother. He's the one that says it.
No, but I'm gonna tell that to my kid someday though. He's gonna fuck up, and I'm gonna be like, I expect nothing, and yet still you disappoint me.
I don't know what else to say, man. I think I've said my piece. I think I
don't like old man Michael Myers. Even old man Logan could still go when need be. Even if you're but he's 65.
Yeah.
It's a fucking movie. Kayfabe it. He's 65. Let him go off. Fuck it. It's his last night. Let him rip through house after house after house after house. Just demolishing everyone. One long tracking shot for 18 minutes of him just stabbing the shit out of people. Getting more and more creative. At first, he uses a knife. Second time, hammer. Third time, bedpost.
Yeah.
Have him challenge himself and be like, you know what? I'm going to kill this person with a pillow. Let's try that one this time. Have Michael experiment with things. Maybe he realizes, hey, you know what I've never used as a weapon before? A guitar. Let's see how with this. Beat the guy to death with a guitar. No, it's not work. Oh, you know what? The guitar strings work really good. Yeah. You sons of bitches. Or fuck it. Do what your idea. Do what you thought they were doing, which is Michael isn't there. The guy's just going nuts. I'm okay with that idea too. But execute it. Finish one of the lines. Finish one of the 2 stories you're telling at least. Don't jumble them in the third act in the last 10 minutes and be like, all right, fuck it. That's a conclusion. No, Laurie Strode did deserve better. I'm sorry. For being the Scream Queen, the last girl, the legit Scream Queen. For that,
the final girl.
Final girl. Does she kill her bad guy? Yes. Is it deserved? Yes. With the execution? No. She deserved better. If she deserved to kill him, it should have been in a better circumstances. I'm sorry. Man, I waited.
You have Jamie Lee Curtis, who is a talent, who is charismatic, who has those Activia buff arms, okay? And
I love how awkward
she's too good.
Is,
she's
though.
better than this. She's she deserves better than this. Yeah, what's
I love
up?
how awkward she is, though, too. Like, the fact that she tells Lori, you should want to be with someone that just makes you want to, like, really, like, have great animal sex with them. And it's like, you know what? Like, it's kind of funny. Like, it's kind of cute.
Yeah.
Like, she's like that, like, hippie grandma. Like, fucking go for it. Like, I really like her. And yet, goddamn.
Yeah. Oh God! Like I have nothing else to say. I'm done. Like I was legit like so bothered and upset watching this, and see, this is why I watch those A24 pretentious ass movies, because like at least they commit to their bit when they're doing something original and cool. Yeah, because I would not have minded a mindless killings and shit. Okay, that was your conclusion. Fucking stick the landing, man.
Hey, you want to hear something kind of nice?
Yes, please.
Jamie Lee Curtis plays World of Warcraft and is a fan of One Piece.
Yes, she is. She's great.
She's also
fucking love Jamie Lee Curtis.
She's also BFFs with Sigourney Weaver, but she says she's never watched any of the Alien movie because she's too scared. Yeah, she said, I can't watch that movie, it's too scary. Like, Sigourney Weaver has tried to be like, we will watch it together, sit down, and she's like, nah, fuck you, I'm good.
Fucking love Jamie Lee. I have loved Jamie Lee Curtis ever since I was a kid and I saw Freaky Friday, okay? Like, she is legit the best, so I have no complaints, okay? Also, she plays Zooey Deschanel's mother in New Girl, and she's fucking amazing.
Really? I didn't know she was in New Girl. I now gotta see that now.
She plays Jessica Daze's mother, yeah. She's great. She's so funny in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta watch that. Okay.
Oh, God.
So next week, are we doing Black Adam or what?
Oh, God. Can I not be disappointed in something for like a week?
I can't tell if you're being serious.
Fine. I'll watch it for you. I'll watch it for you.
What if you like, you're okay with it? What if you don't love it, but you don't like, hate it? What if you're like, this is fine?
I will come on the show and be like, this was fine.
All right.
And if it's great, I'll come on the show and be like, this was great. But, you know, the movie has to be great for me to say that. Like, I am not biased. I will not love everything DC makes just because it's DC.
That's fair.
Who would do that?
This son of a bitch over here would.
You want to wrap it up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Folks, this has been our review of Halloween Ends. My disappointment. Do us a favor, follow us on Facebook, on Instagram. We don't have a Twitter yet, so maybe we should get one. We're on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts, we're there. Also,
my disappointment is palatable and my day is ruined.
We also have a YouTube channel where I post video reviews all the time. Fernie did one once. So that was fun. Yeah.
I mean, he was barbecuing. Yeah. If that was. Oh God.
Chema? You got anything to say?
2 stars.
Oh shit! We didn't give it a final grade, did we?
2 out of 5. 2 out of 5 stars. You know what? 1.5. 4.5 out of 5 stars.
I'm gonna give this. God damn it. On the quality of the film itself, probably like a C+. But because of what it could have been, I'm gonna give it an F. Because the potential was there. I'm sorry.
I smell pointless.
Yeah.
Because again, I want to be very clear. Sorry. Like, Fernie was arguing with me. He said, you can't judge a movie off what it could have been. You have to judge it based off what it is. And what it is potential.
And what it is, not good. Yeah. I agree. I
think it'd be less harsh. If this wasn't a Halloween film, if this was like a Jason movie or like an original slasher, I wouldn't be so harsh. But I'm sorry, Halloween. You set the bar very fucking high. You need to live up to it. Or don't set the bar so high.
I agree. No. If this was an original piece and it was playing on the hysteria and like the fear of like people, sure, that's fine. I would have been disappointed at the end if it turned out that the killer was real, because I like the mystery more. But at least it would have been. I would have at least come here and be like, this was good. This was okay. This was interesting. But the fact that it's a promised continuation of the first two, no, sorry, falls off short.
I wonder if there's like a super edit where like we can cut all 4 movies together into one like 8-hour film, but it's really good.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
Someone do that.
But
One of our tens of rollback fans, do it for us, please.
Sure. All right, thank you so much for joining us. I guess we're fucking doing Black Adam next week. My name was Chema.
I've been Eddie.
And this was the rollback.
With the
rollback.
With a reminder that if you're going to get into a relationship with somebody, you don't have to fix them. You don't have to find someone that you need to fix. Maybe if they're like dangerous, maybe don't get into that relationship. Maybe if your grandma that has survived multiple mass murders, maybe listen to her, you dumbass.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.